Madam Speaker, what is this country coming to?
Well, this is a significant humanitarian crisis.
As there is a growing humanitarian and security crisis.
To put these numbers in context, we are already facing a border security and humanitarian crisis at our southwest border.
Immigration is one of the hottest political issues of the new decade, currently trending higher than other important issues like abortion, gun control, homelessness, and climate change. So what makes immigration such a big deal? On an average day, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection apprehends over 2,500 immigrants crossing our southern border. Additionally, it's estimated that there are between 10.5 million and 20 million undocumented immigrants in the U.S. today. Since 1990, this number has more than tripled. Figuring out what to do with this surge of undocumented immigrants is one of the biggest issues dividing our country today. Studies show that immigrants generally come to the U.S. seeking a better life.
Ever since I was 6 years old, I wanted to come to the United States to study.
I came to study in New York State to get a teaching degree.
And I decided to continue my education. I was looking at different countries to go to. So one of them was United States.
A majority are coming for work, family reunification, or school, while a smaller percentage are seeking asylum or the diversity lottery. Since these paths are highly regulated, most undocumented immigrants do not have the necessary relationships or are unable to seek asylum status. No matter how long they are in the U.S., or even if they pay taxes, these undocumented immigrants will not have a path to legal status unless Congress creates new legislation. As a result, in 2019, over 850,000 undocumented immigrants were arrested by the United States Customs and Border Protection. The arrests of massive numbers of illegal immigrants are creating two problems in our country. They are creating a humanitarian crisis at our nation's borders and creating a condition known as sanctuary cities. The humanitarian crisis is created by overwhelmed detention facilities along with the poor treatment of children at those facilities.
So what I saw at the border was an overcapacity system with multiple failures, understaffed, under-equipped, under-resourced, and underskilled to meet the humanitarian needs of these women and children. You have an overfilled concrete room with cold floors. It is just so subhuman. You have children who are being treated inhumanely, women, pregnant women, the elderly. All of our vulnerable populations are being treated like they're subhuman.
And even though Trump signed an executive order in 2018 ending family separations, there are still instances of family separations at those detention facilities due to current laws.
That's correct. By law, under the way the law treats unaccompanied alien children, they must be turned over to HHS for placement with family in the United States.
The sanctuary cities are created when cities do not support the federal government in their efforts to apprehend those undocumented immigrants residing in the country illegally.
This city and so many cities around the country will do all we can to protect our residents and to make sure that families are not torn apart.
Have sanctuary cities sounds like a great concept, as the United States is a sanctuary for so many people that seek it to immigrate to. But the sanctuary cities policy is actually a policy that is breaking down the relationship between federal authorities and local authorities that I think is dangerous and could potentially cause serious consequences in communities.
Any initiative that would create a rift between our police all over the country and the communities they serve, that would make it impossible for police and community to communicate, that would sow distrust between law enforcement and neighborhoods, would be counterproductive.
So what are the next steps? How do we bridge this divide and move forward as a country? For a little perspective, let's take a look at what the Catholic Church has to say about immigration. The Catholic Church has three basic principles on immigration. The first principle, people have the right to migrate to sustain their lives and the lives of their families. The second principle, a country has the right to regulate its borders and to control immigration. The third principle, a country must regulate its borders with justice and mercy.
The Statue of Liberty does not wear a blindfold. That is reserved for Lady Justice. Miss Justice must continue to hold her scales in balance, with the laws of Americans on one hand, balanced by those seeking citizenship to also themselves be law-abiding in pursuit of a new citizenship.
What makes our country so great is that from the beginning, we've been a nation of laws and a nation of immigrants. In fact, our country has welcomed more than 75 million immigrants since 1820. I'm here today because my grandparents on my mom's side immigrated legally into the U.S. from Greece and Canada. We must support our border protection officials with enforceable laws and adequate resources, and we must expand opportunities for individuals and families seeking a better life into our amazing land of opportunity. This isn't just an issue for our parents. This is an issue that all of us are living with today and will have to deal with in the future. Let's make 2020 the year we come together as Americans.